Prepositional phrases, what are they? Well, first of all, what is a phrase? Let's recall that a phrase is any group of words that does not have a subject and verb. We always contrast these with clauses, which do have a subject and verb. In grammar, we will talk about 3 units of meaning, 3 units of language which are used to create meaning: words, phrases, and clauses. And phrases do not have their own subject and verb, and clauses do. To illustrate this for you, you can see these expressions here. Before we ate dinner, which you can see is a clause. It's actually a dependent clause. This would be a subordinating conjunction if you were thinking about conjunctions. We ate dinner. You have the subject and you have the verb, and therefore this is a clause. Before dinner is merely a phrase. There is no subject and verb there. And if we get there in time, again, a dependent clause. Here's the dependent marker word, a subordinating conjunction. And we have a subject and we have a verb. So if we get there in time is a clause, not a phrase. Now today we're looking especially at prepositional phrases. So here's a verse of scripture where you can see lots of different prepositional phrases. Prepositional phrases are exceedingly common. Almost every sentence of scripture will have a prepositional phrase in it. And every prepositional phrase begins with a preposition and ends with that preposition's object. There are 4 kinds of phrases. Other of these, the top 3 here, gerunds, participles, and infinitives, are what we call verbals, and we're going to cover those in another lesson. Prepositional phrases is what concerns us now. So a prepositional phrase begins with a preposition, and again, I have the same verse of scripture here with all the prepositional phrases underlined for you. And you can see that each of them begins with a preposition. There are lots of prepositions in the English language: of, at, in, after, with, and so on and so forth. There's a long list. You could never memorize them all. Then, at the end of the prepositional phrase, that preposition will have an object. Every, I repeat, every preposition must have an object, or it's not a preposition. So here you see in red all the objects of the preposition we had before. Signs is the object of the preposition of. Cana is the object of the preposition at. Notice down here, mother, brothers, and disciples are all objects of the preposition with. So you can have more than one, but there must be at least one. So all objects of prepositions. And together, the preposition plus the object makes up a prepositional phrase.